Akademiks. Can't ride no wave. We seen your stream floating around. Let's give you an update on what's happening. Anyway, everybody welcome. Hop up in here. A lot of things to kind of discuss. Now, first and foremost, our lead story is that Jay-Z has been named in a lawsuit, civil lawsuit. To be very fair, it's a civil lawsuit, which I will also be very fair off top and say anybody can file. But we do know we live in a climate now where I feel like people be believing them, right? You know, without any shred or shrapnel of proof, but whatever. So it's up to y'all. I don't give a fuck if you believe it or not. I don't care. You get what I'm saying? But we're also seeing the. I'm gonna tell you a lot of things that's been happening behind the scenes, and whether y'all want to believe me or not, it's up to y'all. Okay. First and foremost, I want to thank Kendrick Lamar. When Kendrick Lamar, and again, this I'm telling you only facts, right? Kendrick Lamar, not that it didn't start before him. It started with Diddy, but Kendrick Lamar has encouraged a new wave of Me Too for rap. You know, so everybody now, if they got unfairly fired from a label, they claim they used to be a stylist, but the nigga who was the rapper tried to fuck him at every video shoot. Everybody is preparing a fuck ton of lawsuits. And this is going to be called the weird case era, okay? So thank you, Kendrick Lamar. Now, the thing about when I always say when you dig in graves, you got to dig too. Nobody's exempt from it. And not only nobody's exempt from it, there is nobody who is perfectly sitting on a side or a corner where they could say, yeah, y'all niggas is weird, but all my niggas is cool. Thus, you know, I've gotten these lawsuits because most of them right now, honestly, are being negotiated. They are, you know, some people would call it extortion. I don't know if it is. Hey, yo, listen, we're going to put your name in the media. You're going to go viral. You're going to have a weird case if you don't pay us. Some people are paying. A lot of people are paying. And some people have paid. But here's the thing with paying. The moment you pay one, the lawyer goes find 5 other chicks that you were, I don't know, throwing some wild parties in the 90s with. Go find another 5 chicks at the party. And they say, all right, well, you paid her. Nigga, you fucked me too. What's up? I need my check too. So after a while, you got to cut it off. You got to cut off the gravy chain. So essentially what I'm saying is that definitely hip-hop is in a Me Too era. So this is the second wave. The first wave was 2017. Or we can call it the weird case era. We'll call it as Kendrick like to call it. This is a weird case era. Except, I'm not going to lie, they're hitting a lot of these guys continually. Like we see Diddy's on his 26th or 27th lawsuit. Now, of course, he settled one with Cassie. He's not going to sell the rest. Reputation's already burned up in flames, and he's also incarcerated. Now, I want to be very fair and factual. Most of these cases we're talking about, they have no grounds for any criminal proceeding, right? And actually, some of these cases, the police have even looked into it and said, there ain't shit there. But it doesn't stop the headline from running to have people feel whatever type of way. Now, I've heard about a few that have been settled by numerous people. And this is why anytime somebody starts talking shit to me, I just drop a little bit of nugget because I know a little bit more. Have we heard from ATL Jacobs since he got online with me? Have we? Chad, let me tell you this. I'm the keeper of many secrets. They're all buried in my hard drive. You know everybody when they want to check? Before they can't get it from the cops. So before they go get a lawyer, usually float it on to me. This is what happened. And before their lawsuit, because they all want to go viral, they all send it to me. I'm like, interesting. I really don't give a fuck about publishing that because honestly, again, the reality of it is it just does way more harm than it does any type of good. Go sell it in court. Go figure it out in court. But I've received lawsuits on your favorite rapper, whoever that is. And I usually just chill with it. And I'm like, let's see how this turns out. Anyway, it appears that Jay-Z has been named in this new lawsuit. I'm going to say allegedly for the next couple of statements I'm making because I want to be factually correct. First of all, foremost, I want to shout out to Jay-Z's lawyers, Alex Spiro, and a team that represent whether it's Roc Nation or Jay-Z's personal interests. I'm going to be very careful how I speak today because I do know y'all tactics as well. Y'all tactics, which, by the way, y'all did with Milagro, is when people don't speak that favorable or attack, or you call attacking, clients or speak in certain light about whatever, lawsuits come. And it's going to be kind of ironic because y'all are now claiming someone's doing that to y'all, even though y'all sued somebody. It's all good. We'll get to it. So everything I'm going to say, I want to be within the area of not saying anything that I could be even legally liable, even remotely, okay? All right. From my sources, I've heard, and that's why I said during this Rhapsody shit. So if you don't know, Rhapsody came out and she like, this is not even about her, right? But she dropped a freestyle and she was whatever. She says, yo, Ak, you have a case. All right. And then I Googled, she's at Roc Nation. And I really just think, I'm going to just be unequivocally just blunt and clear. If you're on Roc Nation, if you've worked with Diddy, if you party with Diddy, if you party with any of these niggas, you should be shutting the fuck up. I don't care if you were their friend or not, if you do business with them, if your check is signed by one of these guys. We don't, this is why I thank Kendrick, because I want to see who are the hypocrites. Because if you're going to call one person out, you got to call them all out, right? If you're believing all these lawsuits. So, from what I've heard, you know, there's been a few been trying to get at Jay. And, you know, shout out to the NDAs. Shout out to their resolve. And by the way, we got a statement. Before I could even go live, I'm setting up the live stream. I got a heads up on when the lawsuit's dropping. I said, okay, or not dropping, but it was going to be updated in the system for Pacer. Okay. Before I could schedule the live, Roc Nation got a whole fucking response from Jay. I've never seen something that quick. I like it. Anyway, so this is word on the street. So take this as just allegations. They've been trying to get Hov, this mystical figure that people keep hearing about. Jay-Z is the guy. Okay? Now, it's nothing that is recent. We all know he's married to Beyonce, has beautiful kids. Like, that's all no. A lot of these things are like behavior from the past. This is the, you know, big pimping era, all that type of stuff. And also, I think women, again, I don't know if anything is true or false, but people are realizing, hey, some of the activities back then could be misconstrued or could be seen in a different light now, especially if I have an allegation. And also look at the Cassie thing. So I've heard that there's been a lot of conversations with Roc Nation, or let's just say Jay-Z, about women or people who allegedly have allegations. Now, it teeters and borders on the line of extortion, and I think, you know, I think now we could kind of unravel the knot. Like, again, we're gonna still say this. I gotta say this because I know Alex Spear is watching this. Like, I'm finna sue Act. Relax, buddy. Okay, I think you're a cool guy. Don't hate me. I'm just here. Okay. I think we now could like put two and two together and kind of figure out that. Remember the lawyer Tony Busby? Remember him saying, yo, there is someone who is suing him for extortion, but the person was suing as a Jane Doe. We could now put two and two together to realize that person, we knew the law firm was a law firm with Alex Spiro as a partner, managing partner. Now we get to realize we get one of the first big celebrities named, right? And it's Jay-Z. So we could probably think that Jay-Z's suing this guy, okay? Jay-Z or Alex Spiro on behalf of Jay-Z has been pretty active recently. Again, Alex Spiro under the direction of Meg Thee Stallion, has filed a lawsuit against Milagro. Alex Spiro represents Roc Nation or Jay-Z's interest, and now they're suing a lawyer who has levied, from my count, I think over 17 or 16 lawsuits against Diddy. In the majority of the lawsuits, they claim there were other people of interest, high-profile people, that either watched, participated, or ignored. Whatever you want to go with, that's what you want to go with. Now, I'm going to also, this is where my opinion comes in. I've read a bunch of these lawsuits. They sound like bullshit. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, out of the 7, and I've read every single one on stream. Out of the 17, like, I'm going to be honest with you, maybe like 4, you could be like, maybe there's something there. The others just sound ridiculous. Something out of like a movie, right? And again, I'm not trying to shit on nobody's claims, but come on, bro. Like, some of this shit just sounds like, it just sounds like, he's like, yeah, I was at making the band, and Diddy says, how bad do you want to be a star? And I said, really badly. He said, well, come with me in this room, Playboy. Then he whipped his dick out and told me I got to suck it. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, that's just so cliche. But whatever. Maybe it could be true. I don't know. Right? Now, we got the lawsuit here. And we're gonna recap it. And we're going to go through it. But I also do want to say this. And I like to put this out there because when we see a lot of things, it's very important for y'all to understand how media works. What Jay-Z's done that Sean Carter's, Jay-Z is Sean Carter, sorry. What Jay-Z's done that Diddy didn't do. Let me tell you the really big difference I've noticed between both guys is that Jay-Z has put so many people in positions of power and helped so many entities, and also made sure his interests are represented even throughout media, that there are levels of cushioning for any type of, let's say, bad press or stories that would make him look in a bad light. Diddy was just drinking Ciroc and trying to butt fuck niggas, allegedly. I don't know, right? But Diddy was just on some bullshit, like, come to the party, Playboy, let's just do some free calls. He was just wilding. Jay-Z is smart. And by the way, this is the first time. Everybody has wondered. We feel like we keep hearing about this mystical person. Is it Jay? We never heard till today. You know why? Put it like this. Half of the media personalities in the game right now, they're not touching this with a 20-foot pole. Remember, they were all hesitant to touch the Diddy stuff at first. Pause. But then eventually they did. They're not touching this one at all. Okay? That's going to show and go to the power of not only Jay-Z, but Roc Nation. Their influence within the industry as it relates to being able to make and break rappers' career, help radio personalities or media personalities get to where they want to go, basically open and shut doors for people. And also, when you even go back, you're going to start to realize a lot of things kind of connect. Like, this is a personal opinion of mine when it came to the Tory Lanez situation. I'm not saying Tory did not do anything wrong, so I'm not here to absolve Tory Lanez. But I do believe at a point, because of how the case was going, I felt Roc Nation stepped in and said, we're sending this nigga to jail. This is my personal opinion. Roc Nation, as I'm saying, is a very powerful entity. Jay-Z is a very powerful person. As we've discussed with many cases, none of this shit is like random. Made in America Festival stopped doing like 2 years ago. No more brunches. When you see people doing that, that's like the equivalent of Dirk hearing that there's a snitch and him saying, I'm Muslim now. I'm not BD. You get what I'm saying? Like, they know what's going to happen. So again, we're dealing with some powerful people. And again, I am not here to say I believe these allegations. But I just like to shine the light on the people in the media who are going to be quiet. The sheep-like fans who only believe that the people that they don't like are the bad guys. Because that's going to be the question, right? Like, Diddy was easy to be villainized. Jay-Z's a little bit more up there. His cultural equity is, you can't quantify it. The way he's played the game versus Diddy's playing bingo and tic-tac-toe. And maybe like, what's that shit? Like freak off Twister. Jay-Z's playing top tier chess. Always has, always been. It's a different level. So we're gonna see what ends up coming out of this, right? But also, this is gonna be a gut check time for hip hop in general, right? Because this idea of so and so has a weird case, so and so has a weird case. Well, you're gonna realize every rapper that's a millionaire or billionaire in an industry, and again, I'm not saying none of this is true. They're going to get some type of accusation of some sort. They're all fighting 55 lawsuits for different things. Tripped, I fell. Your security beat me up. You elbowed me, I fell. Like all type of shit. So it's up to y'all, but we'll go over it, and here we are. So today there was an amended complaint put in. This lawsuit was originally filed back in on October 21st, 2024. It was filed along 4 other lawsuits that day, and it was filed in the Southern District of New York. Okay. Now, before, it listed a bunch of individual does. Okay, because since that person's Jane Doe, they call the other unnamed people that they're suing individuals. Now they have named Jay-Z and added on a few more companies of Sean Diddy Combs. Which, by the way, I'm not going to bore you by showing everything. They also they have also petitioned for Jay-Z to be served, and I'm pretty sure now this thing is public. His lawyers are going to just take the service of this lawsuit and deal with it. Now, before I get into it again. And by the way, this is his name here, so they just tacked on his name. Before I get into this, the reason why this whole thing with Jay-Z is a big deal is because Jay-Z is the closest as we could get in the black world to the Illuminati. And when I would say Illuminati, I'm saying it facetiously and using it as like it's like an analogy, like to whatever you think that higher power is, that like super untouchable like level. Jay-Z is the closest to it as we could get. You get what I'm saying? For example, who would be in that manner too? Lucian Grange. If we're talking about music, Lucian Grange, right? This is why people think, yo, Drake, you must be out of your damn mind suing UMG. Like, that's Daddy Lucian. All y'all call him Daddy. He's the head of the head. Pause. But Jimmy Iovine was accused and sued of some of the same things. It's been damn near scrubbed from the internet. You can't even find it. The case got wiped away. You're never going to hear nothing more about it. Dealt with it really quickly and swiftly. But that's what, when you get to that level, does. Now, when you at the Diddy level, yeah, I'm rich as fuck, but I'm arrogant. And I think just having cash is the power. You know, Jay is moving among a lot of different people that his power is just way more, right? So that's what I'm saying. We have Diddy here. I put Jay right here. Like, he's really of the untouchable ilk. Like how we see Lucian. You know, by the way, there was Lucian Grange was named in one of Diddy's lawsuit, not as a perpetrator, but he was named as a party. Not only him being the UMG's leader, but there was an allegation that he attended one of the parties that later on the freak-off got happened at. And so they were accusing UMG of sponsoring the party, and they said the head of UMG, Lucian Grange, went there. Universal lawyers don't fuck around so much, and that's what I'm saying. If there would be Illuminati, that's what it would be. The fucking lawyer who filed it had to apologize for filing for including Lucian Grange's name in there, remove his name completely, and actually retract everything they said about him. Okay? Never seen that shit before. That's what I'm talking about in terms of power. And I do think Jay is near that. I don't think he's exactly there, but the closest a black man gonna get to, if you ask me. Anyway, let's get into the lawsuit. So, this is a lawsuit that deals with a 13-year-old being drugged at an after party. We've read this before. They put a few more details and they name more names, but I'll read it in full that you guys could hopefully get the gist. So it says, defendant Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, a.k.a. Love, alongside his longtime friend and collaborator, Sean Carter, a.k.a. Jay-Z, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. Now, this is interesting. When I first heard about this lawsuit, before I pulled it back up, I actually thought that they were going to name Jay-Z as the person who watched. I didn't know that they're naming Jay-Z as the person who actually did the sexual act. Now, why is that important? Because the mere fact that they're saying another celebrity stood by and watched, that person is a witness, right? So who is that person? That person, through discovery or whatever, has to get named, and it's going to be interesting where that person lies. Does that person say, yeah, I watched Diddy and Jay-Z fuck this girl? Now, what's irrefutable is this. If that person says, yes, I watched Diddy fuck this girl, we're going to hear later the girl alleged she was, and by the way, she's grown now, clearly, because this is in, 2000? So that's 24 years plus 13. She's 37. She's 37 right now. The woman now alleges that she was intoxicated or she was drugged or something. Now, that doesn't matter if someone says, like say the other celebrity says, nah, I seen you suck both of them off. You were not drunk or you were sober. The problem here is the girl is 13. It doesn't matter if she's drunk in any type of state of mind. That's a child, right? So if they had sex with this 13-year-old at all, that's a huge problem, right? Whether, and by the way, most of these lawsuits, we've read all of them, they have a pattern of saying, hey, we show up to the event, we get a cup, we take a sip, we usually know it takes like three drinks for us to start feeling away, but all of a sudden we start feeling dizzy, woozy, and we wake up and our pussy hurt, right? Or a butthole if you're talking about a dude, right? But it don't really matter about the drugging if that's what they're going to allege, which they do. If this person is 13 and has sex with Jay-Z or Diddy, that's a crime, right? Now, I know some of y'all, defenders or, other people who might be like, well, imagine if she lied about her age. That could be a thing too. That could be a thing. Like maybe she told somebody like, hey, no, I'm 17, or, well, that would be weird, fucking weird too. I'm 18. I'm 18. How old were these guys in let's see. How old was Diddy in 2000? If Diddy is 55 now, in 2000, come on, in the year 2000, in the year. Okay, so we just got to minus 24 years, right? So 24 years, he would have been 31, right? 31, because he's 55 now. He would have been 31, okay? How old was Jay-Z in 2000? Apparently, are they born the same year? Oh, they're born the same year. Okay. So they're both 31 at the time, right? Now, this is also the very interesting thing. And again, I'm not sitting here. I want people to know I don't have nothing against Jay-Z. I think he don't got nothing against me. I'm not also making up excuses. I'm just trying to talk out scenarios. These things could be all the way true or all the way false. We don't know. That's why we're trying to think out loud. Could this be a 6ix9ine situation? Now, hold on. I know what you're saying. What the fuck are you talking about? Hold on. Now, 6ix9ine, who caught a charge of sexual misconduct or sexual conduct with a child or a minor or whatever, his story is this. Yo, we were inviting chicks over for like a music video and some other shit for TikToks, or no, it wasn't TikTok, it was Vine back then or something. This girl comes over. I think the girl was like 15 or something, but she supposedly told him that she was of age. So she tells him like, yo, I'm 18, right? So she tells him she's of age. Now, granted, I know what y'all saying. Bruv, like even this one is worse, right? Like if you're 31 and you can't tell a chick is 13, you're bugged the fuck out, right? This is, I don't know how chicks was looking in the motherfucking 2000, but come on, ain't no goddamn way you 31 and you can't tell this chick is not even 15, right? But if you listen to the 6ix9ine story, that's what he claims. He's like, yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know that the woman was underage because she lied about her age, right? Now, I don't think it matters that much, but for some people in narrative sense, because, you know, you when you see these things, you're trying to think of these people. Were these guys really just attracted? Because this sounds wild. Like if you're attracted to a 13-year-old, that would be the definition as Kendrick. I think even Kendrick would define that as a certified pedophile, right? You know what I mean? The definition of being a pedophile is not just under 18. It's actually the attraction to prepubescent teens. You get what I'm saying? Right? I think I got my definition right. Definition of pedophile. Well, the simple one is the person who's attracted to children. When you get into a psychological way of how they look at it, they said that they actually call pedophilia a disorder, which I'm like, what? Okay. In which an adult experiences primary or exclusive sexual attraction to prepubescent children. Although girls typically begin the process of puberty at age 10, 11, and boys at 11 or 12. Psychiatric diagnostic criteria for pedophilia extends the cutoff point for prepubescence to age 13. Now, it's weird for me to even Google these things, trust me. But I'm just trying to talk through this stuff with you. So technically, that would actually be a pedophile. You get what I'm saying? Say if there's a grown man who loves a 13-year-old, that would be the certified. Like, when I mean certified by the goddamn. Let's what it says certified by. This would be let's just click on it. Yeah, this is certified by the American Psychiatric Association. So that's what Kendrick was talking about. Certified pedophiles. That's certified, okay? So liking a woman 13 or under. Now, even though I think we all agree, if you like a minor and you're a grown-ass man, we almost call that pedophile too. We do. Right? Like, that's weird. That's just super weird. Cool. But the actual definition, just to be very factual, is 13 or under. And by the way, I keep having to say, because I know, we live in clip culture, so I can't just say it and just stop. Yes, if you're fucking a 14, 15, 16, 17, up until legal, you're weird, especially you're 30, right? Cool. All right. So, the woman is 13, allegedly. Now, this is another thing. You know, this is this guy, Tony Busby's job, and it's his due diligence that he has to take to file a lawsuit. They have to make sure the woman was actually 13 because they're alleging it here. They have to make sure she had some proof of even being at this event or being around this event. And by the way, the event is the 2000 Video Music Award. We've watched pieces of this, and I guess maybe we could corroborate some of the story. Did Jay-Z go to the 2000 VMA Video Music Awards? Did he go there? Let's see. We got the here we go. So all of these are from this is from the 2000 VMAs. Okay? We see Dr. Dre. Let's see. Okay. Look like he got a nomination. Look. Let's see. Here we go.
DMX.
What I'm doing.
Okay. What category is this? Oh, this is the nomination for Best Rap Video. And again, this is the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000.
Best rap video. DMX. Party Up.
Rest in peace, X. Okay, we get that. Okay, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Eve, Love is Blind, We Don't Want to Get Struck. Jay-Z actually, again, this is the Big Pimpin' era. Jay-Z actually gets nominated for Big Pimpin'. Okay.
BK. Big Pimpin'.
Which, by the way, this is why, like, a lot of these lawsuits, you know, if you're a fan of hip hop, which obviously I am, you know, you understand different eras are different, but like we're now in the, as Kendrick is gonna call it, the weird case era. So like everything looks horrible. Like for example, if you pull up Big Pimpin' lyrics, like you know how people will just judge you off of one action and just claim you're guilty for something else. Well, if we go by this is why I'm streaming on Twitter, because this is how Twitter thinks, right? Fuck what was being alleged and let's look at that. They'll be like, wait, so you're telling me back in 2000, Jay-Z rap, you know I thug him, fuck him, love him, leave him because I don't fucking need him? Take him out the hood, keep him looking good. But like they'll read all of this and be like, oh, this nigga's guilty. Now, obviously, I'm not doing that because I think that's wrong, but that's how, and this is why I'm streaming on Twitter, because you got to hold the mirror up at Twitter. Like these Twitter motherfuckers, this is all they do. Like they're all soapbox warriors that forgot where rap was coming from. I see everybody's championing Kendrick with this new weird case era shit when half of these niggas slap they hoe, half of these niggas cheat on their wife, half of these niggas, you know, have ran trains on groupies. Like, you know, I don't want to do no Hannibal Buress here because I have specific examples. But anyway, and also half of them have, you know, women saying A, B, C, or D about them. That's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? Okay, many chicks want to put Jigga fist in the cuffs, divorce him, split his bucks just because you got good head. I'm gonna make bread so you can be living it up. Shit. Okay. Yeah, this was before Jay-Z found out Beyonce. I'm a pimp in every sense of the word, bitch. Better trust and believe him. In the cut where I keep him till I need a nut, till I need to beat the guts. Then it's beep, beep, and I'm picking him up. You picking him up on preschool or no? I'm playing. Let me stop. Okay. All right. So, he was nominated. I'm trying to see if I can see a video of him being there.
The MTV video.
Okay. Is there any video of Jay-Z there? Lil' Kim was presenting some shit.
What did you think?
All right.
Okay. Let me just Jay-Z. Aaliyah won. Ooh. Aaliyah and Beyonce. Look at this.
What's up?
Oh, Jay-Z was having the time of his life. Holy. Jigga! It's your boy, Ho! Nah, that nigga was having the time of his life. Yeah. Oh, God rest his dead, Aaliyah, man.
What are you looking forward to seeing?
Okay. All right. I can't find a video of Jay being there. So, you know, we like to fact check things as we're reading it. But if y'all have a video of Jay being there, y'all can let me know. But let's just keep it going. Okay. So apparently this was a after party following this music video award show in 2000. So they're saying another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting a minor. Many others were present at the after party, but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he's above the law. He is not. His close friend, Sean Carter, has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. For decades, defendant Combs abused, molested, raped, assaulted, threatened, and coerced women, minors, and others for sexual gratification. To assert dominance and conceal his abhorrent conduct. He accomplished these acts by and through a criminal enterprise built on his success as a rapper, record producer, and record executive. Combs is one of the wealthiest musical artists of the world, behind the facade of a 3-time Grammy Award winner and discovering and developing multiple famous music acts and ranking on Forbes' list of highest paid entertainers in the world, there existed something sinister. A dark underbelly of crime, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and prostitution. Combs is a menace to society, women, and children. While his wealth has kept him above the consequences for years, Combs now faces the awesome power of the American judicial system and ultimately a jury of his own peers who will be asked to punish him for his deplorable conduct described herein. Now, a lot of this is about Diddy. I know y'all want to get this shit about Sean Carter, right? Okay, so Combs, all right, so this is about Diddy. This is about Diddy. Members and associates of Combs' business engaged in or attempted to, sex trafficking. They're kind of whatever. Then they're talking about his pervasive history of sexual assault and violence. Okay. This might be important to y'all. Let's read this. So for years, Combs and his businesses engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse toward women, men, and minors. The abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated both men and women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with both commercial sex workers and unsuspecting partygoers. Combs ensured participation from these individuals by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them with or without their knowledge, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, or threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation, violence, and illicit drugs. Combs particularly fancied the use of the popular date rape drug, Rufinol, or GHB, to commit the heinous, non-consensual acts of violence and rape onto countless victims. He would often secretly use the drug in an alcohol beverage served at his parties. Partygoers were forced to consume the alcohol beverage containing GHB, either prior to or entering while at Combs' party. There's also an allegation of Combs dousing victims in lotion, similar to body oils. Damn. Laced with GHB, so that the drug could be absorbed through the victim's skin and make it easier for him to assault him or her. Further, it's well known that Combs had a practice of lacing water bottles, oh my God, the water, with other substances such as Xanax, and distribute them at his parties. His recurrent and pervasive physical abuse took place for multiple decades. His tendencies of violence and sexual assault were well known amongst his colleagues, his employees, agents, and businesses. On numerous occasions, from at least around 1996 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women and men by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at them, kicking, and he also assaulted children, both physically and sexually. 1996, he was found guilty of, we don't have to go down his past. Then they talk about the other lawsuits he got. Okay, cool. And then let's get to... now let's get to Sean Carter. Defendant Carter, a.k.a. Jay-Z, is like Diddy. A wildly successful rapper and businessman, Carter and Combs have a long history together. Carter met and began collaborating musically with Combs in the 90s. Combs and Carter rose together to the very top of the hip-hop industry in terms of fame and influence by the end of that decade. Combs and Carter were not only simply occasional collaborators in the music industry. The two men developed a close friendship that has been well documented from the late 90s to the present. Together, they attended countless music industry events, events for each other's businesses and ventures, parties and after parties. Indeed, the two are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Jay-Z is the only person other than Diddy's own mother who's allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. In 2000, near the height of their fame, power, and influence, Combs and Carter attended the 2000 Video Music Award in New York City. Afterwards, Combs hosted an after party for many of the most famous celebrities in music and entertainment industries, including Carter, Jay-Z, which is where the events alleging this complaint occurred. So here are the allegations. Plaintiff is going to be unnamed, okay? They're going to go by Jane Doe, and they reside in Alabama currently. Defendant Sean Combs is a male who, on information and belief, resides in New York City through incarceration in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. On information and belief that all relevant times, Combs owned and or controlled Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings and all these companies. Cool. The facts of Combs' ownership and titles of Combs' corporations enabled and conspired with him to commit the unlawful sexual violence against the plaintiff described herein. Defendant Diddy. Okay, so they're just talking about the parties here. We want to get to more of the interesting stuff. It's going to be about Sean Carter. This is about Diddy, about Diddy, about Diddy, about Diddy, about Diddy. Now, defendants. Okay. So it's organizational dose and individual dose. And then now we're back at Sean Carter. Defendant Sean Carter is a male who, on information and belief, maintains his residence in both New York and Los Angeles. He's more commonly known by the industry name Jay-Z. Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter has received a letter from the plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve the matter, aka Jay-Z, pay the fuck up or we finna put your name in, okay? Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing a utterly frivolous lawsuit, so now we could confirm what I said before. Jay-Z is the person who initiated that lawsuit of extortion against Tony Busby. It's clear now. So not only filing a utterly frivolous lawsuit, but also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare the plaintiff and discredit her counsel. The effort failed. Indeed, the plaintiff chose to file this amended complaint as a result of the egregious conduct perpetrated by Carter. Each of Combs' corporation aided and abetted Combs in committing the unlawful sexual violence against the plaintiff, are alter egos of Combs, completely dominated by him and used by him for his personal interests to engage in wrongdoing which later harmed plaintiff and others, and served have served as vehicles for Combs to move and dispose or insulate his assets, including in connection with his criminal activities, and to avoid compensating victims of his many crimes, including plaintiff. Okay. Then they basically say they're going for over $75,000. They don't have to list how much they're going to sue for. They're leaving that up to the judge. Or they could later put in a request. All right, and then on a jury case, we get that. So here's the factual allegations. On around September 7, 2000, a plaintiff who was then 13 had a friend drive and drop her off near Radio City Music Hall. Now, is anyone here of age? And obviously of age, but like, does anybody remember like being into music back in 2000 or back when VMAs used to be popping? Like, I feel like these days BET Awards happen and nobody really talks about it. Back then, the MTV Music Awards were the biggest thing possible. Now, I personally think it's weird if a kid is showing up, but it felt like some of these award shows, they had like little kid fans of these artists there. Like, oh my God, Beyonce, oh my God. Like, I felt like that was a thing. But I would still imagine that your parent is bringing you. I don't think you're just showing up by yourself. So that's a little sketchy to me, but it is what it is. So this 13-year-old shows up, and her friend dropped her off near Radio City Music Hall, and that she could try to attend the VMAs. Now, also interesting, she doesn't have a ticket. Attending the VMAs was on the plaintiff's bucket list. Well, that's also a little bit odd because you're 13. You don't have a bucket list. Your life is just beginning. Whatever, though. And she believed she could gain entry. The plaintiff arrived at the venue and saw large crowds gathering as artists and entertainers began arriving. Plaintiff was very excited. As the event began, much of the crowd moved inside with the plaintiff without a ticket, as I said, remained outside with others and watched the VMAs on a jumbotron. Chat, so that's what I'm asking if that's weird. Does that sound odd that maybe a young child or, I'm guessing maybe there wasn't much parental supervision, but did people show up to these award shows and it's kind of like, I just want to see a celebrity? These days, I feel like people are numb to celebrities to a certain extent because of social media. Like, if you like Usher, you could just DM him. If you like Chris Brown, Drake, you could DM them. Back then, the only way to see these people was probably to show up to some of these things. So I don't know if maybe it's just my mind now saying, oh, that's kind of odd. Or maybe that was what people did then. What do y'all think? Let me pull up the chat here for King Akademiks. How y'all doing over there? Damn, we got a packed house up in this bitch. 20,000 watching on King Akademiks. Then got like 250,000 views on X. Interesting. Okay. So it says that as the event began, much of the crowd went in. The plaintiff without a ticket remained outside watching on jumbotron. Determined to get into the VMAs or an after party, she approached several limousines parked outside and attempted to talk her way into either. One of the limousine drivers she spoke with claimed to work for Diddy. The driver told her that Diddy liked young girls. Holy shit. And she fit what Diddy was looking for. That driver need to be sued too. If you over here recruiting for Diddy, it sounds like you're recruiting 13-year-olds for Diddy, you're guilty too, right? This is why when some of the security guards be talking for Diddy, I'd be like, y'all really want me to believe y'all niggas was always off shift when he was doing the fuck shit? Okay. Fit what Diddy was looking for. And while not allowing her into the awards, the driver invited her to an after party. The driver stated that she had to drive Combs and others to an after party first, but instructed the plaintiff to return to his location after the event and that he would pick her up and take her to the after party. So essentially, she's not going to the award show, but she could possibly see some of these celebrities at an after party. Later that evening, the plaintiff excitedly returned to the same location and waited for what seemed to be a long time. The driver eventually returned and drove her to what was described as an after party. After approximately 20 minutes, the plaintiff arrived at what she believed to be a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. Once inside, two men asked the plaintiff to sign a document, which the plaintiff did not read, but which she now believes might have been a non-disclosure agreement. She was told that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave the men her name and then signed the form, but did not receive a copy. Inside the building, the plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. The plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she wanted to see at the VMAs. Wait staff circulated through the room carrying trays of drinks, and loud music played throughout the venue. The plaintiff observed a widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. If you're 13, would you know what cocaine looked like? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking 13 too innocent. I know 13-year-old now, they doing all whatever, but like 13 is kind of normally like innocent, right? How the hell you know all this shit? And by the way, she's showing up to these things by herself. Okay, whatever. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, the plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses circulating the crowd. The drink was reddish yellow mixture. It was a reddish yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, plaintiff started to feel woozy, lightheaded, making her feel the need to lie down. A photograph of a actual exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents and employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. Is this a syringe? Kind of looks like it, right? Looking for a place to rest, the plaintiff walked down what appeared to be a hallway containing several rooms off of it. She entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom so that she could lie down for a moment. She did not lock the door. The room contained only a large bed with no furniture of any kind, television, or any other furnishings. Soon after, Combs entered the room, along with Jay-Z and a female celebrity. I don't know if I remember hearing there was a female celebrity. You know what this means, chat. Tony Busby, whoever celebrity be, is hitting up that other celebrity and said, "Hey, I just named Diddy. No, I just named Jay-Z. You gonna pay up or we gotta name you too?" You gotta realize, again, let's kind of reset for a second. These are civil suit, right? So there's no justice in terms of people going to jail. Obviously, Diddy's having his own situations, but he's still not even charged in like criminally for this, right? So there's no like justice technically. Like it's these civil suits are give me some money that I could feel better. That's what this is. Even if it's true, give me some money that I could feel better. So I know some of y'all are gonna be like, well, this kind of sounds bullshit or it sounds extortionary because they're rolling out the lawsuit like an album release. Yo, Celebrity A. We're like, who's Celebrity A? But all the while they're asking Jay-Z to pay them. Jay-Z says no. They name him, right? Then they now name Celebrity B. And I'm pretty sure they're going to say, yo, you need to pay us this or we're naming you. Now, you might say that sounds extortionary, but the whole nature of the lawsuit is not to get jail time for anybody. It's to get money. So this is why like the claim of extortion, the very nature of these lawsuits is extortion. Do you get what I'm saying? If you're saying, yo, pay me $500,000 because I think you butt fucked me, that's almost like the very basic, like, you know, transcript for extortion. So civil suits, in essence, if you use them maliciously, could be just extortion already. But what Jay was filing against Tony Busby is him saying, "Yo, you're asking for money that your client doesn't name us in the lawsuit," and I think this is what Tony Busby's whole take of this thing is going to be. Well, you were never going to go to jail. We were asking you for money regardless. Like, yeah, this is not we're not asking you money to not be included. Because even if you are included, we're still asking for money. We want money. That's the whole point. We want your money. And here's the thing, too. Jay-Z's a very, very big fish. I have to imagine. Let's think about this, chat. They have heard about alleged other people who are trying to do the same to Jay-Z. So this isn't a one-off. Jay-Z's been around, right? Tony Busby knows what that's worth. How would he know? Look at Diddy. Allegedly, when Diddy had settled, he settled between $10 to $50 million. Who has the pockets that's even larger than Diddy? Jay. And he's never been named till now. Sorry. So you know what? They probably went to him to say? Bro, check this out. Look what happened to Diddy. Don't make the wrong choice, brother. Don't make the wrong choice. Diddy made the wrong choice. He went to jail. How about we just settle? Give us 15, 20 mil. It'll never come out. Right? I have to imagine that's what it was. Now, that's what Jay-Z is calling extortion. And I think extortion has a broader definition because I guess it could be. But I think people generally, like, if you think about Kevin Hart or what Kevin Hart alleged in his situation, that was like more textbook extortion. Pay me this money or I'm releasing a video of you fucking. So if you don't pay the money, the video comes out, right? But here, it's like, well, we're suing you. We don't care how we get the money, whether we get it from a settlement, which saves us legal time, legal resources, and we can just bust down that bread immediately, right? And I would imagine they're doing a pro bono, and I've talked to a bunch of attorney who, well, not pro bono, there's another term for when like these guys do litigation on behalf of a plaintiff, but there's an inherent agreement, and from what I hear is that at base it's 33%. So if they get $20 million, that's $6 or $7 million that the law firm would get. You get what I'm saying? So they're gonna bust down what they only take the cases versus big clients that they don't have deep pockets. But whatever they get, they'll take 33%. Now, granted, here's the thing: Busby is a high-powered civil litigator. He might say we got to do this 50-50. So if I get 20, I give you 20, we keep 20. No. If I get 20, I give you 10, we keep 10. I don't know. I don't know the nature of their business, but it is very interesting. And I'm only mentioning that because anytime you see someone specifically mentioned but not named, that means they're telling them, show us the fucking money. Not meaning it's not true. It just means this is always a money play, right? You know, again, a civil suit, you know, a civil suit, and that's another like misnomer people have gotten. Like when Kendrick said someone like Baca had a weird case, like he had a case that he was charged with human trafficking, like that had jail time. These are the cases we're seeing in hip hop. This Me Too movement is like, other than Diddy, because now the feds picked it up. All these are civil suits. Like, anyway, all right. And by the way, if we think about this legally, female B, we're gonna see if they're gonna say that female B involve themselves in sex, but I'm wondering if they could be sued. And so I'm gonna be actively thinking about what could their liability be here, right? If Jay's fucking, Diddy's fucking, they clearly gonna get sued, right? Combs aggressively pushed the plaintiff with a crazed look in his eye. I don't know what type of look. Grabbed her and said, "You ready to party?" God damn, I imagine this nigga sound like Vince McMahon. Holy. So Combs then threw the plaintiff towards a wall, causing the plaintiff to fall. The plaintiff got back up. Okay, this is like a wrestling match. He threw her against the wall. The plaintiff got back up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Combs began to remove the plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. The plaintiff was then held down by Carter. Oh, wow. Wait, let me read that again. So Diddy threw the 13-year-old towards the wall. The 13-year-old fell. The 13-year-old gets back up. Combs grabbed her again, threw her on the bed. At that point, Jay-Z began removing the girl's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. The plaintiff was held down by Jay-Z as he vaginally raped her while Combs and Celebrity B watched. After Combs finished, so I guess Combs nutted, pause, he stepped back towards the wall, probably had some post-nut clarity. Combs then stepped forward. This is nasty work. Again, we don't know if it's true, but this is nasty work. You know why? Because if we're going by the MO that they're saying about Diddy, remember, we just heard a scenario. They said Diddy throw the girl on the wall. Then throw her ass on the bed. Jay-Z holds her down on the bed and starts taking off her clothes and fucking her. And Diddy, they're all in the same room, but Diddy's behind. We all know Diddy was jerking off looking at Jay-Z's butt, right? We all know. Come on. Like, y'all, we heard the stories now. Like, Diddy been whacking off in a corner for like 20 stories now. We know he's watching Jay-Z fuck. Like, he's not watching the girl. He's watching Jay. Jigga man, Jigga man, what? Like, yeah. Come on. Just think about it. They're describing it. Look, the mere fact, they're saying that Jay-Z had to step up, which means he was behind. No, not Jay-Z. I mean, Diddy had to step up because he was behind Jay-Z. You know Diddy was jacking off to Jay-Z's butt. That's a fact. All right, let's not say it's a fact. It's what's alleged, okay? And we're going to assume. Okay, so Combs. All right, cool. Bet. It said Combs then knocked the plaintiff down. Okay, so Combs then stepped forward. Let's go back to here. Step forward. This is after Jay-Z nutted, allegedly. Step forward, and then he had sex with her too, while Jay-Z and Celebrity B watched. Okay? Now, I think, so Celebrity B is a female. Sounds like this was going to be a foursome or something like that if this happened, right? Celebrity B is a female. I wonder why we're not hearing about any sexual activity with her. She's just watching on some shit. Okay. All right. All right. Plaintiff was held down by, okay. After Carter finished, okay, yeah, and then Combs then stepped forward and vaginally raped the plaintiff while Jay-Z and the Celebrity B watched. The Combs then knocked plaintiff down, attempt the plaintiff to perform oral sex on him. She fought back, standing up quickly, punching out at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Taken aback, Combs stopped his attempt. When Combs backed away in surprise, plaintiff grabbed her clothes and shoes and ran out the bedroom, holding her dress in the front like a towel. She ran through the residence until she found the front door and was able to leave the party. Although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of the plaintiff's distress or attempted to help her. Once outside, the plaintiff put her clothes back on and left the scene in the dark. The plaintiff attempted to retrace the route taken by the limo. She kept running until she reached a gas station and she noticed on her way to the party. A female clerk noticed her distress and allowed her to use the phone. She called her father, admitted that she lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. The plaintiff's father arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. Now, I had a source of contention with this part of it when I first read it. So you're telling me your daughter snuck out, lied to you about where she's going, went to not only the VMAs to stand outside, but then gets brought by a limo driver to an after party where supposedly she gets drugged and Jay-Z and Diddy rape her while there's another celebrity watching in the room. She somehow wakes up out of this blur of a stupor and just start punching, grabs her clothes, runs out of the whole residence, runs down the road to it's like a scary movie at this point, runs down to a gas station, calls the father. The father shows up, and you're telling me your daughter tells you that all this happened, and you ain't say, oh, it should have been two things. Let me go get my gun. I'm about to go murder them niggas. Or bring me back up to where you just came from. I got to see them niggas about this shit. That's the only thing I'm like, yo, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. I'm wondering why the father wasn't like, yo, I got to go see them niggas right now. Like, fuck that. Or be like, you know what? Let me get you home. And then the next thing is, what father doesn't take their daughter to the hospital? Now, it doesn't necessarily mention if they did or they didn't, but they leave it out of the lawsuit. But these are obvious questions. So you as a father didn't try to go get your little Dirk on and slide and get revenge. Okay. You as a father ain't bring your daughter to the hospital. You as a father, like, you didn't make a stink about it at the time? Like, you just were like, okay, all right. You lied to me. That's what you get. Let's go home. What? Kind of sounds crazy. You sound a little bit crazy, right? Am I tripping? What y'all think? All right, anyway. After the assault, the plaintiff fell into a deep depression which continues to affect every facet of her life. The plaintiff suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder and a seizure disorder caused by stress and trauma. The plaintiff has had difficulty maintaining normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. They're filing this as a violation under the New York's Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. And this is how they explain it. And this is coming from the Busby firm. Okay. Now, in record time, Rock Nation has released a statement from Jay-Z. Wait. Oh, okay. I was like, don't tell me Rock Nation, block me. All right. This is the letter from Jay-Z. It says, my lawyer has received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. That's a good point. Not gonna lie. But also here's the thing, and you know, even okay, we'll just keep reading. These allegations are so heinous in nature, I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Who would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that was the case. I agree. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, is this Jay typing this or Alex Bureau? This lawyer, who I've did a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. Hold on. I have no idea how you've come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at an age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to the true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe these idiotic claims you have levied against me, that if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Why does nigga Jay-Z sound like he in Gotham City right now? Nigga sound like Bruce Wayne. I will come back to Gotham City, Joker, and show you how different I am. What the fuck is Jay? Anyway, Jay-Z sound like he stand on business. That nigga sound like T.I.'s son, King. He look like he about that life. Okay, Jay. Okay. Now, do y'all believe this shit? Do y'all believe it? Now, with me, and I'll be very open and honest, anytime I see a civil suit, I always say, why are you trying to, like, again, the civil suit should be in accordance with a criminal suit. When I see people only try to get a civil suit, especially the way they're all rolled out now, it looks very sketchy. Because here's the thing. We hear salacious details and then we hear nothing. A lot of these cases take years to deal with. Did the police look into it? Did the police find that these allegations had some nature or was rooted in truth? Did charges get considered? Why weren't charges brought? These are real questions we do have to answer, right? Because these days, the accusation is just as bad as the charge, right? Like, again, and also what it does, especially for people like Jay-Z and Diddy, it breeds other people to say, oh, hell no, y'all not beating me to the punch of getting my money from that nigga. That's a fact. When they heard that Cassie got $30 million, man, they should have had a hotline back then. Everybody was trying to get a goddamn lawyer. Whether they sucked him off consensually or not. So again, I don't believe for 1 minute this is going to be the last of this. This is the beginning. Now, the only interesting thing I'll point out here is that, Jay, we're going to have to call you to the carpet. From what we're seeing, you and your lawyer use bully tactics too, gang. Y'all do underhanded, backhanded media things, it appears, to dirty the reputation of people y'all don't like, media members you want to silence, rappers that you want to devalue or hurt their career. You're also not a saint in terms of, maybe it wouldn't be blackmail, but maybe like these underhanded tactics that the industry plays. So while I do agree with him that it has to be a tough conversation to sit your daughter down and say, hey, Blue, you might go to school and they might ask you about some stuff about us in the media or about me. Yo, fuck them motherfuckers, man. They want what we got, bro. Like, okay, they're lying. Okay, people lie in this world. You're living a good life. Niggas is broke, right? Well, however he explains it. Definitely tough. You have to have some empathy with that. But I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of shady stuff happening. And I'll just kind of leave it there. I'll let you guys delve into. It's a lot of shady stuff. And again, I also want to be very clear. Not because if you ask me, do I think that Rock Nation has been doing shady shit in the industry? Of course. Does that mean Jay-Z fucked a 13-year-old? I wouldn't say that or even dare make the accusation. Now, was somebody down to make the accusation clearly? Is Jay-Z like Diddy? I can't speak to that nature. But I do hear that there are other people who are saying stuff. People, what this does, and this is why we're in like this, we're going to call it, as Kendrick calls it, the weird case era. Because now people are going to start evaluating relationships that he may have had. Well, how old really was Beyonce when y'all started fornicating or getting with each other or talking or whatever? How old was Aaliyah? How old was Foxy Brown? How old was this person and that person? And, one thing, this is why I say that Jay-Z he's really smart, way smarter than Diddy. Jay-Z's way smarter than him because you ain't hear what Foxy said? Yo, I'm a real Queens bitch. Or whatever she said. No, I'm a real Brooklyn bitch or whatever she said. She said, basically, I'm a real down bitch, bro. I'm not telling y'all nothing about nothing. Suck a dick. Right? Like, she was like, yo, you ain't coming to me. Like, I'm good. Right, she kept it like this with it. You feel me? She says, I'm an icon. Miss me with the fake news. NDA, a motherfucker alive that can stop my story. NDA on my shit, gonna run 100 mil. Then basically, she says, stop playing with my name. Dying for a comment. Can't spin me with the sucker shit to take Hove down. Better ask about the cloth I'm cut from. You heard her. Better ask about the cloth she cut from. So, one thing I know is half of these people in media, half of these people in the music industry, period, Jay-Z is a part of their story or is currently cutting them checks. Not to shut up or nothing, but like he's employed a lot of people. And that does, like when you're someone who many other successes tied to you giving them opportunities, it's less likely that they would even entertain any of this, right? Like, pull like this. I'll give you an example. Jay-Z is 1/1,000,000th more popular than me, and watch how hip-hop... Remember when I got sued? That shit went like wildfire. I've never seen news spread that fast. I've never seen news spread that fast. I've never... Watch tomorrow. It's the reason why, listen, we got damn near almost like 100,000 people in here. It's the reason why, Rumble didn't, we're not live on Rumble? Oh. It's the reason why everybody gonna get a little quiet. You ain't gonna see, listen. Another thing too, let me tell you how the media works. I'm gonna give you media secrets right now. Remember when you ever watch Charleston White and he said, yeah, the police ever come pick me up, I always keep like 1 or 2 murders in the tuck that, you know what I mean, I could tell on some niggas to get out of this shit. Watch the next 3 days. If Rock Nation are who I think they are, they got one big story in the chamber to switch this all up. Watch. That story might get deployed tomorrow or the next day, but I say before Wednesday. This shit won't make it for the week. Y'all want to bet? This shit won't. By next week Sunday, y'all gonna be like, wait, niggas who Jay-Z? Oh, that's old as fuck. Watch. Anyway. See, I want me to be anti-Hove so bad. Fuck out of here, post that. What do y'all think about all of this?